What's going on, guys? Joshua Trax RC, and in this video I'm going to be rating your guys' RCs once again. So we got a lot of RCs to rate in this video, but before we start, if you guys want your RC rated in a future video of rating my subscribers' RCs, all you have to do is email pictures of your RC, a list of upgrades and future mods you want to do to it, to this email on the screen right here. And if you submit videos, that counts as bonus points. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first RC. So we got Rob, and he sent in his Slash 4x4 and also a few more. So we'll start out with the Slash. It has big bore shocks from Trax, a Savox servo, RPM rear bumper and mud flaps, steel drive shafts, upgraded center diff, Proline trenchers, Castle cooling system on the motor. So let's scroll through these pictures and find the Slash. So here's the Slash, and there's the center diff. Very nice. It's a pretty cool little upgrade, and looks like this thing is pretty clean, and you got it set up really well for bashing, that's for sure. I really like that Castle cooling system on the motor. Looks very nice. I also see you got the Dusty Motor shroud right there to keep the chassis clean, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like that you got the orange and orange body combination right there with your Max too. It's a pretty nice setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the Slash a 9. It's really set up well. You got some pretty solid upgrades on it, and I'm sure it is a blast to drive. So now let's look at the Max, and he says that is my Traxxas Max in the background with sledgehammer tires and steel CVDs, and I'm from Belgium. Well, that's pretty cool. So I think he actually sent another email. Yep, right here. As for future upgrades for the Max, I want RPM front bumper and RPM arms and a steel servo horn. Oh, okay, that's for the Slash. And then for the Max, he wants an LED kit. That would look really good on the Max for sure. Sorry about the bad quality of the pictures. It's because my camera is broken. Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about now. So let's rate the Max. We'll start with this picture. We got a good look at the sledgehammer tires. I absolutely love the look of the sledgehammers. They look so good. I mean, they're very aggressive too. I would really like to try them out one day on my Stampede 4x4, but I don't have any issues with my current tires, which are the Proline trenchers. So I really like this aluminum plate that you have right here for protection, and you can tell that you definitely use this thing. I mean, the body's beat, and that's how a Max should be treated for sure. So man, your Max is pretty clean. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8. I absolutely love the Traxxas Max, and I like that you have matching RCs with the orange and the blue. Now let's move on to the next one. He says, hi, I have a few. Don't judge me. I know they are not the best. They are all off-road RCs, some more off-roader than others. So starting off with my mini collection, we have this monster truck, quite big and relatively fast, and also good off-road. I don't have much to say about her as I only occasionally use it. So let's start off with that one. I believe it's this picture. Very cool. That is an awesome location. You can tell that you're definitely having some fun with this thing on those rocks. It's definitely a different RC. You don't really see crawlers like this, and I'm not sure what brand it is or anything. It kind of looks more toy grade than hobby grade. So because I know nothing about this RC, I'm just gonna rate this picture based on the location, and I would love to drive any RC here, that's for sure. So I'm gonna give this one a 7. Then his second RC is a MN99S RC Land Rover Defender 90. Has subtle mods such as a new set of rear springs at the rear. It has subtle mods such as rear springs and a few other small things like that. The plan for her is a new motor, camper body on back, wide arch kit, and other body mods such as winch and bumpers. So here's the Defender. Okay, that thing is awesome. I really like it. It's definitely clean. Let's see if you submitted more pictures. I really like it. It's definitely a scale build, and I like the color of it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one an 8. I really like that you got the light kit and everything. It sounds like you got some cool plans for it. And yeah, it even has like the amber turn signal right there. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one an 8. So next we have a Land Rover Discovery 3 RC car. It had multiple motor issues, and a few days ago he just cut my losses on her. And instead of trying to fix it, he just broke it apart for spares for other RC cars. But hey, sometimes you gotta do that. The body and body panels are going to be put onto a WPL B14 crawler chassis in the new year sometime, and I'm hopefully going to end up turning her into an awesome crawler. So I think that's what this one is. So that's probably what it looked like before, and that's going to make a really awesome crawler build for sure. I mean, honestly, if this thing had like a stretch wheelbase and like 2.2 inch tires, that would be a really cool build for sure. So yeah, I'm not fairly familiar with this platform, but it sounds like you got awesome plans for this RC. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 7. 7. And be sure to send me pictures of when you have this thing done so I could rate that as well, because I'm curious to see the outcome. So next up we have the Scale Overland trailer. I'm using the rear axle off the Discovery, which I broke for parts, then putting a custom handmade body onto it. The Pix is just a cardboard mock-up to test sizes of the actual one that will be made of stuff such as metal, plastic, and wood. They'll then be towed behind the Discovery 3 after the chassis and motor swap. So here's the trailer. I could see that being a pretty cool overland trailer. Yeah, be sure to send me pictures of this thing all done too. I'd be curious to see that. Obviously it doesn't look the best right now with the cardboard template, but I can envision a really cool trailer with this concept, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7. And the last 2 RCs that he submitted are Range Rovers. They're not really good off-road, being rear-wheel drive, and they also do spin their wheels when faced with the mildest obstacles, but they are much more focused for tarmac usage. So let's take a look at them here. They are very scale, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm not too familiar with them. They're not really my style, but I'm gonna go ahead and give them a 7 because they look really good, especially this red one. And then the last RC, he didn't actually submit pictures for it. It's a little RC buggy, but it's currently being rebuilt, so he's gonna be submitting it in a few months when the build is done, so we could definitely rate that at a later date. So he says, that's all of them. Thanks for reading and possibly featuring, bro. No problem. I really like this series. It allows me to connect with my viewers, and be sure to check out his channel right here if anyone wants to see videos on any of these RCs that he submitted. So our next RC is, I think, 2 RCs actually, and they're from David. So he submitted a Slash and a Rustler. So let's just start out with the Slash. David says, my Slash is 6 years old. He got it for Christmas of 2015 when he was 7. My plans for it is to race it at my track at a local hobby shop, and he's doing the same with the Rustler. My original plan was to do a Monster Slash, but I had some problems with the bigger wheels, so my plans are to race it. He's upgraded the servo to a Trax 2075R metal gear that is waterproof, and he's gone through 3 of the stock brushed motors in its lifespan, so I'm sure that you're going to probably upgrade that in the future. He also upgraded the suspension arms to RPM, got front and rear bumpers from RPM, bulkhead. He's got blue aluminum steering bell cranks, and the shocks are Traxxas big bores and a set of $40 Hobby Park shocks. The body is a Proline 2013 Silverado. He's got an LCG chassis that he just installed and other upgrades that he can't remember. So in the future he hopes to get the brushless system with a motor that can qualify for racing, 2S lipos because he's been running on nickel metal hydride batteries, new radio and transmitter, transponder for racing, a new body, a Traxxas Clear or another Proline one, new servo, the Traxxas one is so slow, Traxxas GTR shocks, RPM front and rear shock towers, bearings, aluminum or RPM casters, steering blocks and hubs, steering and camber links, and a new diff if my stock one can't handle the brushless power, which I'm sure it can. I've never blew out a diff on a 2-wheel drive vehicle, but I know people that have. So let's take a look at the Slash here. Very nice. I can see you definitely beat it up. Oh, that's the Rustler. Skip that one for now. Got a pretty nice body on it. It's like it kind of reminds me of like a desert racer, which I like. Definitely looks, oh, that's the Rustler again. There's the 2 together. Yeah, I like the body you got the sponsors on top. So this looks like what you tried to do with it. And yeah, I really don't see that working. So I think racing this RC is going to be a much better option for you. This looks good, but I'm kind of with you. I don't think it would work that well. So then we got a video of the Slash in action. Oh yeah, you can definitely put some ramps out here and completely air this thing out. You got a perfect run up for that. That'd be a really cool video to watch. Yeah, it looks like you got a lot of fun with this thing. Kind of buffered through it here. Got a parking lot. Another great spot for bashing right here. That thing's pretty quick too for being on nickel metal hydride batteries. So very cool. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this Slash a 6 as of right now. Once you completely upgrade it, I could see this thing being a absolute ripper. But as of right now, it's a 6. So now let's talk about the Rustler. He says my Rustler is 1 year old. We got it at my local hobby shop. My plans are to race it just like my Slash. Upgrades he's done so far: a servo to a cheap 20 kg, Traxxas blue aluminum steering rack, RPM front bumper, Traxxas blue wheelie bar and wheelie bar wheels, RPM arms, aluminum caster and steering blocks, RPM front bulkhead, blue steering and camber links, and then upgrades for the future: a brushless system with a motor that can qualify for racing, 2S lipos, new radio and transmitter, and a transponder. He's gonna get a new body with GTR shocks, front and rear RPM shock towers, and a new diff if the stock one can't handle the brushless power. So it looks like you're gonna be doing some similar upgrades for both of these RCs. So let's take a look at the Rustler, and I really like this body on it. I really like the orange theme, and that's what it looks like stock. And I think that you submitted pictures of it upgraded. Yeah, right here. I like the orange and the blue. Some people may not, but I do. I think if you got like blue rims on it, that would look really good. Looks like you got the blue wheel nuts, so it's definitely a different look, but I really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this RC an 8. But let's look through all these pictures first. Got a nice sunset by the lake right there. And let's watch some of these videos. I think you were saying that this is a carpet track too. Nice jump. That thing looks like it jumps pretty well too. Wow, that's a pretty cool track. I might have to go to a track one of these days. The jump, nice. Let's go back and look at that steering radius. Hold on, let's see it. Wow, look at that. Hit the rollers. Alright, you gotta jump like that guy. He's airing it out. Alright, that's pretty cool. Let's look at this video too. Alright, this is the Rustler again. Got some pictures of it right here. Some wheelies with the new wheelie bar. Oh wow. Holds them pretty well, that's for sure. Let's see it, let's see it. I bet you could hold that. If you just like went to a really long parking lot, I'm sure you could hold that for the whole way. And if you're gonna upgrade that thing to brushless, it's gonna have no problem holding wheelies. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna give your Rustler an 8. He also said he forgot to mention for the Rustler, he went through 2 stock servo savers, so he's wanting to upgrade to a metal servo arm. I actually wouldn't do that. I would get the Hot Racing metal servo saver. We used to have it on our Stampede 2-wheel drive because we used to break stock servo savers on it, and we never had an issue with the metal Hot Racing one, so I'd definitely recommend that over a metal arm just so you have some protection in the steering. And then he also says for my next RCs, I'm going to have one monster truck and I'm planning to get a TLR X-Ray buggy or SCT kit to race as well. So yeah man, it looks like you have a really cool collection of RCs, and let's move on to the next and last person for this video. So we have Anton. He says this is my /4x4 Ultimate. As you can see, it is pretty dirty and I don't really run it with the body because it acts like a parachute when jumping and there's no control in the air. This is actually a complete RC, not like the 2-wheel drive slash I sent in previously. I do remember that now that I think about it, although there is a drive shaft missing. So list of upgrades it has is RPM arms, front shock tower, rear hub carriers, camber links, a Hobbywing Max 10 combo with motor, Luis tires, Trax steel drive shafts, and an RPM front bumper. Future upgrades, X1 shafts, Techno center drive shaft, RPM rear shock tower. This RC is only used for bashing. I managed to break 5 RPM arms and 3 chassis so far, and about 10 drive shafts. That's a lot of broken chassis, that's for sure. And in one of the videos, I jump out of the window of my bedroom. Please don't tell my mom or I will get kicked out of the house. Well, I hope your mom does not find out. We're gonna save that video for last. Let's look at this though. Very cool. I like the body you got. Okay, I'm curious to see how you broke that chassis. That's an awkward place for it to break. There's a broken arm. Nice. You definitely beat this thing up, which I love to see. I like the green anodized drive shaft too. It definitely matches the color combination you got going with the blue aluminum too right here. Very nice. I like the RPM bumpers. Here's the other 2 broken chassis. Broke it right there and broke it right there. So it seems like the weakest spot of these chassis are around like the mounts where they attach to the front and rear assembly. So now let's watch these videos. I gotta download them. Alright, this first video, jumping out of the window. Oh wow, there's like no landing too. Let's play that back. Just go full send right out of the window. Got guys recording on the roof, nice. Let's go back to the other video. Let's see what this one is. Okay, so this is you bashing in the street, hitting the little tiny jump. Oh wow. Oh, that means it's backflips too. You sure did do a backflip. I've never seen a slash do a backflip like that. Wow, that's impressive. Alright, I don't even have to say no more. This RC is getting a 10, that's for sure. I've never seen that before. What motor were you running in it? Let me go back and see. Hobbywing Max 10 with 3200 kV. I might have to try that system out in my Stampede. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, your RC is getting a 10, that's for sure. So that's all the RCs that we're going to be rating in this episode of Rating My Subscribers RCs. Again, if you want your RC rated in a future video, all you have to do is email a list of upgrades and future mods, as well as pictures of your RC to this email on the screen right here. And as always guys, if you enjoyed this video, like it, share it with others so I can grow my channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so that you don't miss when I upload videos. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. There goes a sight from my soul.